Hi, today we are looking at what we are doing for the next couple of weeks through distance learning with ELA. So you should have a link to the website, whether it be mine, Miss Trumpeter's, or Miss Hutton's. Either way, what you're going to do is you're going to come to ELA, and if you click this button, this takes you actually to our third grade website. So we are working on front desk. So if I click on this very first button, you will see a kind of a disclaimer, the official web page that they have for front desk, a book trailer, and then buttons to each week. So we're in week 1, so you could click on that, or you can go up here and you can choose week 1. So you have 5 days to go through and do what you can. The one thing that we'd really like is for you to read all of the chapters that are for that week. So this week it's chapters 1 through 9. I know that the videos this week take a little over an hour. So if you wanted to do 2 videos and then look and see what activities you can do, that's okay. Or you could start with doing all the videos, and then after you have completed the videos, after a couple days, then you could do some of the other activities. Remember, we're really looking at about an hour a day total for both reading and math. So you've got all the chapters, and the screen is going to show you what words you should be listening for that are your vocabulary. So after you've read a couple chapters or you've read the whole thing, you have several sections that you can choose from. So you could do about 1 activity a day, from choose like vocabulary on Monday, and Tuesday could be research. Or if you really want to practice your vocabulary, you could do that a couple days. Or if you really like the research 1 week, but you have 6 options of what to look at after you've listened. So you can do vocabulary, and some of the ideas are alphabetize. There's a vocabulary Foursquare. If you click on this, it gives you a Google link that you can save and you can create. Write the words in a sentence, just choose a couple words. Sort the words, maybe there's some that belong in a certain category and some don't. You could even do it by phonics, like short versus long vowels. And also you could play games. If you click on this, that takes you to a Quizlet that has some flashcards and other games that you can play. So your second option is research. So if you click on these, it takes you to a specific article. There's also comparing China and the United States, because that has a lot to do with our book. And if you've looked at these articles and you want to know more, say about California, you can go to our resources at books.usd497.org or Pebble Go, Kittle, Duxter, or also look for a book on Epic or from our Lawrence Public Library, because they have a ton of ebooks right now that are available. Same goes with if you go through books.usd497.org, Capstone has a lot of books, and there's a really fun series about traveling around the world. Then some connections that go along with what we did or what we read about in the chapter. So if you click on this, this gives you an article about some funny cheeseburgers. So which one would you want to have? Exploring the Houston Space Center. And also there's a lot of ways that people, instead of saying cheese, they say other things in different countries. Here are comprehension questions. So if you only read a couple chapters a day, you could just go to those chapters. If you'd like to write, you can choose one of these prompts. And finally, you can also find some other books that are paired with them. So Capstone, Raz Kids, or Epic. So look for those keyword topics like California or hotels or China. So things like that. Now, you're probably wondering, what do I actually give you? Well, that's the thing. If you want to practice, that's great. And that's what we want to hear. You can take a picture of it. You could do it on Seesaw, but I'm not actually assigning anything in Seesaw since there's so many choices for you. So as far as ELA, nothing is assigned. But as you finish these, you can put them in for your teacher to look at. So you could write week 1 vocabulary, and you could show me the foursquare you made. Or week one, research, and tell me what you did learned about China. And maybe you want to put it into a slideshow, or maybe you just want to give me like the top 5 facts you learned. So there's lots of ways that you can show me that you are learning and connecting with this book. Same with any of these. So if you explore the Houston Space Center, what exhibit would you most be excited to see? Or when we first learned about this and Flynn heard me say cheese, in China they say eggplant, and so now he told us every time we have a picture, we need to say eggplant. So what are you going to start saying instead of cheese? Or maybe your family already says something different. What connections do you have? Comprehension questions, you could take a video of yourself talking to me about it. You could write them out. The writing, though, I would like to see writing. So if you type it, or you can write it on paper and take a picture of it. And the paired reading, you could just talk about a book you really liked that goes with it, and how do they pair up. Again, what you do here, you can send on Seesaw to your teacher. And then Mondays, each of your teachers is going to have a meeting where we actually discuss the book. So even if you don't put any of it on Seesaw as you're reading and you want to take notes, or say you did some of the comprehension questions, this is what we might be talking about when we discuss the book on Mondays. So if you have any questions, contact your teacher or rewatch this video. Again, you can get to this once you're at the ELA website from your teacher's site, front desk, and you can choose the week, or you can also go to the main page for front desk by clicking just front desk. And you'll also get some previews about the book beforehand. So this tells you the week we'll be working on. So then the 13th is when we'll be discussing week 1, and then we'll kind of give a preview of week 2. If you have any questions, again, talk to the teacher. And thank you so much. I hope you enjoy this book as much as all 3 of us have.